We finally stopped to take a breather. We've done another long walk. It's good for us. Anyway, I tried to start a video earlier, but they needed to walk more. So, I wanted to talk about how dangerous black and white thinking is. Black and white thinking, and this is just the way I understand it, so correct me if I'm wrong, is very much like the answer is this, and there is no other answer. I do not know how I got mud on my face from my dogs kissing me. Anyway, but that black and white thinking is there is one answer to this, and it's the answer that I have, basically. And it's dangerous, and it's an excuse not to engage openly and with people of different understandings. And I say excuse, I don't think it's a conscious excuse most of the time. I used to be a black and white thinker in some ways. I was raised in a black and white thinking church and a black and white thinking community, but also by colorful thinking members of the community, because my mom's side of the family, very open-minded, very into nuance, good at sarcasm. My bio dad's part of the family it depends on who you ask, but they tend to be more rigid in their thinking. Although I will say my aunts tend to be much more open-minded, and one of my uncles. Anyway, on that side of the family. But so when I say I'm familiar with black and white thinking, it's a personal familiarity, and everybody kind of has their own understanding of it, I think. But I thought I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they turned it into a debate without my consent, and I don't do debates. I don't debate. Debates are useless. Debates are for the purpose of proving that you are right, not for the purpose of gaining understanding from the person you're having a conversation with. That's why I prefer conversations, not debates. And I think being a social scientist really did open my mind in that way. Don't go under that guy's truck. Don't go under that guy's truck. She's trying to. Don't go under the truck. Come here. Hey, get out of the ditch. Get out of the ditch. Thank you. Anyway, and so I just don't do that anymore. And I think that my education in how much nuance there is in the human experience is what helped break me free of that, is that I learned that there are so many other ways of being than the way that I had been taught. And I was like, well, if that's wrong, what else could be wrong? And eventually I left that religion. It took a long time. It wasn't until I was 31, and I'd already been a teacher for a while at that point. But I hadn't been a social studies teacher for super long. By then, I'd been a history teacher for a few years, government history, taught a few different things. And it really just helped me see the rainbow of colors around me. And God, why would you want to live your life in black and white? I'm sorry, but do you remember the sepia tones of what's that movie called? Hold on. Wizard of Oz. So I have a real problem with names, and I think it has to do with my brain type. But anyway, AUDHD, ADHD. I have a real disability with names. Anyway, and terms and things. Hold on. Athena was trying to bark at the owner of the house. And I had to take a second. Anyway, what was I saying? So I don't engage in black and white thinking anymore. In fact, the nuance is what makes the world exciting to me. It's why I love the science that I'm into, because there is no right or wrong. Right or wrong doesn't exist. That's probably why I prefer the terms correct or incorrect, just because it's like a lot of things can be correct without conflicting with each other. And incorrect would just mean a poor interpretation of data, or I think that it's incorrect to cause harm, you know. I think that there are things that are abjectly wrong, you know, and I'm not trying to say, I think that fascism is abjectly wrong. I think trying to control people is absolutely wrong. And so I'm not black and white thinking about that either. I don't deal in absolutes. I'm not a Sith. Wait, is that the word? Is that the way that goes? Only Siths deal in absolutes. Yeah. Still, Jedis are kind of guilty of it too. I love studying Star Wars lore because, I mean, it's deep and long and a fascinating study of human behavior, because you can take the behavior of human societies and project it on alien societies, and we do this a lot in storytelling, and therefore analyze the shitty things we do in a safer way. And I say safer because it's a little distant from you, as in it's a little detached from you. But what I do, my science, is very attached. I just study the shitty things humans do, and we've done a lot of shitty things. And no people are exempt from the shittiness of being a human, and I think that's largely because we are finite beings in an infinite universe. We are agents of chaos just by existing. We are going to engage in destructive behavior and actions because that is the reality of our world. And it's so complex and so beautiful, and there's so much spectrum in everything in nature. Nothing is one size, nothing is one shape, nothing is one color. Like everything, there is no true black and white. And I said that in a previous video, and I wanted to explain a little bit what I mean. Even in black and white, like the colors and the spectrum, black is the absorption of all color, right, in the light spectrum, and white is the reflection of it all, right? Tell me I got that right, physicists. Hold on. Noisy. Mommy, come here. She got nervous. The truck made her nervous. Alright, you weirdo. Little cow. Pretty soon this guy's going to get up and we're going to be ready to walk again. He's the one who got tired, but anyway. I'm tired too. I could use a rest. So, when I say I don't engage in black and white thinking, I also mean that's why I do conversations the way that I do. Because, come out of the way, mommy. That's because I don't do my way or the highway thinking. Even when I was a teacher, when I engaged in conversation with students, I didn't teach them that I'm automatically right and you're automatically wrong. I let them correct me all the time because I wanted to show them that adults can get things wrong. Silly boy. Are you the silliest of boys? You the silliest of boys. You a happy boy? Oh, you get twisted? Did you get twisted? Wonk, wonk. Silly babies. Anyway. So what was I saying? Black and white thinking is dangerous. Black and white thinking isn't even black and white. Because black and white thinking, if we were using, the science of color, would have to include and reject everything. Everything. That's how I interpret that. And I think that's what it ultimately does. I think what black and white thinking ultimately does is it rejects everybody around you in totality, like their real existence. It makes everybody around you a non-playing character, an NPC, and you're the main character, and you're the only one who sees in color. You're the only one who knows the truth, and that's a harmful way to be because it makes you bully people who don't agree with you. And it makes people into fascists and bigots, and makes people think that they are right, and makes people think that proving that they're right is more important than engaging in understanding. And now I've been rambling on, and I think I've repeated myself a couple times. So let me know if there's any questions about it, but I think these two are just about ready to keep walking. You guys ready to go? Just about? Hey, Mama. Just about ready to go. Add a little color to your thought process. Challenge yourself. It's the only way to do it. What happened to me was I was challenged on things that I thought were true because I was raised thinking that there was true and false in human behavior. No. The human experience is complex and vast and fascinating. There is no true or false answer to human behavior. Just challenge your own way of thinking. Practice that. Get out of the mindset that you're right or you're wrong. Get into the mindset of this is correct and this is also correct. This is correct for me and this is correct for them. And that maybe the way I live and engage in the world is not going to harm you. And the way you engage in the world is not going to harm me as long as we are respectful of each other's existence. Come here. Get out of the way. Sorry. Athena. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. See you later.